I have really struggled to understand our missionaries. So before I was our missions pastor, I knew of our missionaries and I would have a conversation or two with them, but I really didn't know them. And because of that, I had a very maybe warped perception of them. You know that 80% of people within the church believe that missionaries are odd. Yes, I said they're odd. And here's what I actually find really funny now. Now that I know our missionaries, they would almost all of them say, yes, I am odd. I am different. And to be a missionary, it really is, you have to be different. So today, I just want to talk to you about personally what I have learned about our missionaries so that you can better understand them, but also so that you can say, hey, let me dive even deeper into getting to know them so I understand what is odd about them, but what it really happens to make someone a missionary. So for the first thing, we all have to realize that our missionaries, they are like taking unlikely work and making it something that God has called them to. You're not just a typical businessman who's going to bring my business idea and I'm going to run over people in this foreign land. It takes creatives. It takes people who want to assimilate themselves into a different culture, learn that culture and language, and then bring Jesus to it. You have to be a little different to do that. It's not the typical American dream or American driven person that's going to be effective. Actually, those that follow that kind of American mindset, they all actually kind of burn many bridges. And so that's the first idea. The second one is that you have to understand that once a missionary leaves the United States and goes overseas, they are now without a homeland. They don't know what home is anymore because where they're at is not their home, but they also don't feel at home here. You know, when our missionaries would come to our missions week, a lot of them would dress in the clothes of their country that they came in it. And I would be like, why are they dressed in that? Like, we're in America. But what I've realized is that that's what they're comfortable in. That's who they are now, and I respect them for that in many ways. The third is that our missionaries, they're not extra holy. They're not that much different than you and I, but what they do have an extra of is they have an extra sense of God's calling for them. They know where they are called to, and they're willing to go and serve in that way. And so they're not holier than anyone else, but they just have an extra sense of God's calling for them. You know what I've also learned is that missionaries are rare. There are very few people who are actually called to go overseas. And that rarity of just not knowing many missionaries makes it where we just don't understand them. So when they are here, when you're around them, get to know them for who they are. And lastly, you know what? Missionaries are just like us. They love Jesus and they want to share Jesus with everyone around them. They are in love with Jesus. And so for you and I, it's not like we're that much separated from them or they're that much different. We're all odd. We walk with Jesus. We follow Jesus. We should be a light to a lost world, and that will make us all odd to the world around us. So are you called? Is God nudging you to be a missionary? We would love as a missions program here to talk with you. Reach out to me or to one of our board members and say, hey, God's nudging me in this way. Maybe it's odd, maybe it's different, maybe I don't know what this means. We would love to walk with you in God's journey of His calling for you. That you're not extra holy, but you have an extra calling on your life to go overseas and bring Jesus. Whether that's through a business model or you being a teacher or you just saying, hey, God has called me to this specific location. I don't know what to do. I don't know what organization to go with. We would love to walk in that journey with you to help you to figure that out. You know, we have Missions Week coming up. Get to know our partners, get to know why they are a little odd, get to know their story and what's happening. You will be impressed by their calling, their unique skills for what God has called them to.